How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Falcons Media Corner back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After Our Soul. This time for this new episode for this series is going to be my review on the 2023 Japanese animated fantasy film, and that is The Boy and the Heron. Now, this is the latest film by Studio Ghibli, and this was, of course, written and directed by Hayao Miyazaki himself. And in this film, in the wake of his mother's death and his father's remarriage, a headstrong boy named Mahito ventures into a dreamlike world where it has both of the living and the dead. So that's pretty much the story of The Boy and the Heron. Now, of course, I'm a big fan of Studio Ghibli myself. They are one of my favorite animation studios of all time, along with like Pixar and Disney and other animation studios out there. And of course, as well, I am a big fan of Hayao Miyazaki myself. He is one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. I definitely think he has crafted some amazing piece of art over the last few years and decades, such as Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro, Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle, amongst other things he has crafted over the years with Studio Ghibli. However, Studio Ghibli's last film that we did get before this movie was, of course, Earwig and the Witch, and that one was completely different from the other works that we've had before from Studio Ghibli, because for that film it was like 3D CGI animated, and unfortunately I wasn't really a big fan of that movie, and I would say it's probably Studio Ghibli's weakest film that they have crafted. But I still had hope for this for the studio itself, since they have crafted an amazing piece of art over the years and decades. And for Hayao Miyazaki himself, for his last film that he did before this movie, which was like 10 years ago before this film came out, people thought that film was going to be his last film that he was going to be making, since he said he was going to be retiring, until he decided, until he was like, nope, I'm going to be crafting something new with Studio Ghibli here. So when I heard that he was going to be doing that, I was really excited to see what he was going to do with Studio Ghibli here, since again I'm a big fan of this guy here. And once I saw the trailers for this film, I was just immediately pumped for this movie here. And this film came out just after Christmas in the UK, but I didn't see this straight away because there were a few other things that came out along with this movie, which I went to check those out first. But I did check this movie out just a couple weeks after it was released in my area, and after watching this whole movie here, it is safe to say that Hayao Miyazaki did not disappoint me here with this movie, because this is definitely another masterpiece that he has made here along with Studio Ghibli here, because this movie was absolutely amazing here. The animation in this movie is absolutely spectacular, just like the other works that Studio Ghibli has crafted over the years. Like, we get to see some darker moments in this movie that I thought were very well crafted through some of the topics that the film represents here, which I thought that was very well represented. And it's visually appealing as well for some of the scenes in the film that I thought were absolutely gorgeous. And we get to see, of course, we get to see some bizarre stuff like we usually see in Studio Ghibli movies, like through some of the characters as well as through some of the imagery that we do see in the film here that I thought was very well crafted. And the music as well, I thought was absolutely amazing for some of the scenes that we do see in the film here that I thought were absolutely beautiful. And the film even does recreate a few things from some of the previous works that Miyazaki has worked over the years. Which, from seeing all that in this movie here, it was really amazing to see here. And the voice work in the film was absolutely incredible. Like, I did see the English dub for this film, and for the English actors who were in this film here, they were all incredible. Like, you've got Christian Bale, Willem Dafoe, Dave Bautista, Gemma, Florence Pugh, Mark Hamill, and Robert Pattinson, which all these actors were absolutely fantastic here. And the story for the film, I found it overall very engaging and yet very adventurous. When we do follow the adventure of Mahito, while we see him traveling to another world, where it has both the living and the dead, which all that was very well engaging throughout, since we do see him traveling along with this heroine bird that he encounters in the film. And I also found myself really rooting for these characters so much in this film here as well. And again, I did like the topics that the film represents here, because I really felt so much for the character of Mahito, since he has gone through a lot in the film. Like, he's dealing with the loss of his mom, and he's also dealing with his father being remarried to another woman in this film as well. So overall, in the end, guys, The Boy and the Heron, this is definitely another wonderful achievement by Hayao Miyazaki here, and it's definitely another masterpiece by Studio Ghibli here. And if you're overall a huge fan of Hayao Miyazaki or Studio Ghibli, I definitely recommend you check out this one for yourselves here. So that's pretty much all I have to say about The Boy and the Heron. I'm gonna give The Boy and the Heron 5 out of 5. Yeah, like I said, this movie was definitely another wonderful achievement by Hayao Miyazaki, as well as for Studio Ghibli themselves. Yeah, and I'm very excited to see what they're going to be doing next in the next few years to come by here. So, yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching for my AKF first tour review on The Boy and the Heroine, and let me know what you think of this movie if you have seen this already, or if you just recently checked this out. Did you absolutely adore the song, or was this not your cup of tea? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Falcon's Media Corner signing off.